Sigil Magick is one of the strongest types of magic available. It's easy, it's simple, it's powerful, and it can get you anything you want. That's it. But after practicing magic for 20 years, I've seen Sigil Magick go very wrong and even deadly. This vid will show you how to use sigils to get exactly what you want safely. I have 3 stories where innocent sigils turned bad. I'll then share why they went wrong and how not to make the same mistake for yourself. One of my best friends used to use sigils all the time to get stuff and help people. The results from this sigil scared him so much that he stopped using magic. He wanted to lose weight, but he could never succeed, so he made a sigil. For a few weeks, life went as normal. He'd go to the gym, he'd do cardio, but it still wasn't working. One day, he messaged me that he thinks he has food poisoning. Then it got worse. The next day, he messages me that he's in the hospital. He's really scared because something is very wrong. He has a feeling magic is involved, so he asked me to do a reading to see what is up. Divination actually pointed to a sigil being used, so I asked him if he's cast any recently that could explain it. The only thing that came to mind was the weight loss sigil, so I asked him what did he write exactly. I lose 25 pounds. Turns out he had a major obstruction, he had to have emergency surgery, and he couldn't eat for a while. It was the worst week of his life. After he gets home, he realizes he's lost a lot of weight, and he's changed a lot in the past 10 days. So he checks on the scale. He's lost 30 pounds since the last time he weighed himself. Not from dieting, not from the gym, not from a healthy lifestyle, but from a life-threatening situation. This sigil went wrong for one main reason. He didn't put in any safety rails. Sigils are extremely literal, and they only give exactly what you write. He wrote, I lose 25 pounds, and that sigil over-delivered with 30 pounds. He fully intended to lose the weight the right way, through diet and exercise, though. He should have put that in the sigil. He should have wrote something like, I lose 25 pounds through diet and exercise. This next sigil screw-up is a story of love. I was young, I was dumb, and I just wanted someone to make a connection with. I thought I was doing things right, and a lot of witchcraft advice mentions that you shouldn't target someone specific with love magic, and that you should go for a general person. So I did what I thought would be a good sigil. I want to get in a mutual loving relationship with a woman. After I fired it off, it started working within 2 days, but I didn't even realize. I was in school at the time, and my attention started to focus on looking up relationship advice online. I was spending more and more time focusing on how to meet women. At first it seemed normal. I just needed to find the answer to this life's problem. I was going out to clubs and mixers on weekdays, and I was skipping school assignments. Then one of the most embarrassing moments of my life happened. One day in class, the professor walked by my desk and saw a dating guide open on my laptop. Is that why you're not handing in assignments? You're too busy reading on how to pick up women? He asked me that, the class lost it, and I had to take it all because it was true. That's when I realized I was obsessed. All because I really wanted to get in a loving relationship with a woman. If you screw this up, you will become obsessive. It's similar to the first issue, but word choice also really matters. Sigils tend to take the path of least resistance because they're so simplistic. Mind controlling yourself is way easier than editing the world. Putting in phrases like I ask for, I want, or I need will just make you want it or need it. The sigil takes the easy way out. Whatever you want, put it in a present tense. If you want to solve this problem, you have to put it in a present tense. Instead of I want, put I have. Or I need this, I am this. So these first 2 stories are problems caused by the literal nature of sigils themselves. Be aware of any limits you need to add into the sentence, and make sure the words describe exactly what you want. However, this last sigil genuinely put lives in danger. But once you learn this next lesson, your sigils, all your magic, and manifestations will be way more effective. This guy was in a magic group chat I was in, and he tells us he's done a sigil to get out of an exam that he is definitely going to fail. The sigil was, my Math 220 final exam is cancelled. As the week goes on, nothing happens. He keeps asking for advice while waiting for the email to say the class was cancelled. We told him to just stop worrying, stop lusting for results, generic advice. I personally didn't think that this sigil would work because of his nature. Morning of, he's complaining how magic is fake. Then around noon, we get a message. I think I'm going to die. Then nothing. We are freaking out, but he is not replying to any of our messages. Then, in the afternoon, our phones blow up. Oh my god, guys, it worked. The test was cancelled. We're confused, we were scared, we're like, what's going on? We ask him what happened. He tells us. He was writing the test when an announcement came on over the speakers. Everyone had to run to the basement. The tornado had touched down in his town and was heading towards the school. That's when he sent the text, and then he had to hide his phone. The tornado rampaged, houses got damaged, and people could have been hurt. In the end, the test was cancelled. His sigil actually worked. I was wrong to doubt magic. Then, that evening, the guy starts blowing up our phones again. Forget it, the sigil didn't work, my test got rescheduled till tomorrow, and I'm still failing. So, let's learn from his screw-up. Yes, his sigil worked. He wanted his test to be cancelled, and it was cancelled. But he wasn't true to himself and what he actually desired. I assume he actually wanted to pass his class. He should have put that in his sigil. I pass Math 220. He assumed that a cancelled test wouldn't be a part of his mark. So the lesson is, do not put in extra steps that you assume will progress to what you actually want. If you want a boyfriend, don't cast I go on a date with a hot guy. Cast I have a hot boyfriend. What you put in a sigil is exactly what happens. Nothing more, nothing less. It's similar to the first story. My buddy lost 25 pounds. He just did it on his way to losing 30. If you want to craft a progression, start by casting the end sigil, the event you actually want to happen, and then you can start casting these stepping stone things like my math test was cancelled. But be warned, sigils are not spirits, and they don't always automatically connect. So even if you do that, it may just be events that are unrelated and actually don't lead to the end result. That's all.